What's up, everyone? And welcome back to the channel. We've got Lincoln on Boros Energy against Chris on Eldrazi Breaker for round 4. This is our last match of the night. I am Alex, joined by Matt in the booth. How's it going, Matt?
It's going great, Alex.
We've had some insane matches tonight.
Great round 3, especially.
Yeah, that was game 3. I am at 19. You are at 1. Pass to you.
Mm-hmm.
No shot I'm losing this game. Apparently, there was a shot because that was insane. But thanks, everybody, for joining us. This is our last match of the night. So if you're watching on Twitch and stuck it out with us all night, we appreciate the heck out of you. Now is your time to hit that follow and or subscribe button. Get a little shout out. Of course, you get a bunch of perks if you hit that. If you are a subscriber, if you're watching on YouTube, it's free to subscribe over there. So do that. Of course, hit up impactgamingcenter.gg for all of your Magic the Gathering needs. And Lincoln's,
he's got some cats.
Yeah, he's boy. Does he ever?
Chris has a pretty slow draw. Turn 1, he dismembered Ragavan. Turn 2 did nothing, and turn 3 has now also done nothing. I'm assuming he's got a Kozilek's command or something this turn. Chris on our third different Eldrazi variant tonight. This time we're seeing a little bit more of the aggressive strategy with Eldrazi Linebreaker. That card is awesome. Guide of Souls, a little late to the party, but still going to do some work here, I suppose. Chris sitting on a Kozilek's command, so got to kill something with that. Probably one of these cats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, so cat gets exiled. Chris also making some spawns. Now, if I'm in Chris's shoes, I'm very tempted to block sack here. He did not. But that would have denied Lincoln a Ocelot Pride trigger.
Yeah.
And given the rest of Lincoln's hand, that would have set him back a fair ways. I'm a little surprised at the pre-combat Guide of Souls. The way things worked out, I think it was fine for Lincoln, but he does have some 3-mana cards in hand. Mainly that Fable of the Mirror Breaker that he could have ran out. But Lincoln looks like he's sitting on Thraben Charm, and that must be the play for this turn, trying to take a Thought-Knot Seer off the table.
What is that land?
On Chris's side,
Those two land.
that is, I want to say the unclaimed. Unclaimed territory?
Yeah. Okay.
The other cavern.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but I think that's what that is. 4, and he's got a temple as well. So Chris making 6 mana for an Eldrazi here if he sacks this spawn. Kicked Mike's spawn. Pretty good. Going to target Lincoln's dual land.
Cavern of Souls at home. Exactly.
Well, it's not even there is another version of this land now that also taps for abilities. It's it's not the uncounterable effect, but still. So I think Lincoln is he's kind of priced into using the Thraben Charm to kill that Sowing Micah spawn. That doesn't feel great, but it's better to use your mana than not. And Lincoln is definitely the beatdown in this matchup. So
Oh yeah.
Notably here, Lincoln has 2 3-mana cards in hand and only 2 lands. So that might be tough. Yeah, creatures are getting in. I'm still really tempted to block sack here if I'm Chris. Looks like he's going to do it this time. Yeah, block sack. Take 2. And Lincoln passes it back. 2 Flages in hand alongside that Fable of the Mirror Breaker.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yep. Make a 6/6, kill your guy.
Secluded Courtyard. Yeah.
That's the one that is the better version now. Voice of Victory. This is
Jump blocker.
tough. Yeah.
Oh my God. Chris just
we're done here. We're done.
Yeah. Lincoln sees the writing on the wall. That was brutal.
So things started out really well for Lincoln. But Chris just said
very quickly went the other way.
Sorry. Here
that
are
land, hey,
my big giant monsters, and you're dead.
that turn 3, super big. But yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out with us tonight. Like I said, we've been streaming for about 3 hours and 15 minutes. So thanks everybody for hanging out with us, especially if you've been here since the beginning. And if you're watching on YouTube, we got literally hundreds of gameplay videos. So check those out. Follow us on all of our socials. Just kind of doing all this, housekeeping here a little bit early, just in case this one wraps up.
I believe in Lincoln. He's gonna make some good stuff.
But yeah, we're gonna see a game 3, which what the people want. Benefits of being.
Notably here, I will shout out Team Impact, the Impact Statements podcast. They
Absolutely.
have been working on that, and in one video that just went up this week that might be of interest to some of you in the chat is the beginning of the Getting Into Modern series. So if you're watching the channel right now, but maybe don't really know where to get started with Modern and you're curious, Lincoln on screen right now, along with Jake, have been started a deep dive into the Modern format and how it works. And they're going to have a bunch more videos coming out talking about the ins and outs of Modern and where to get started if you're curious to give it a try sometime.
Absolutely. And it's going to be like a mini episode, so not the full hour-long episodes that they've been doing, but 30-minute episodes going into different topics. But yeah, go check it out. It's something that we just started doing not too long ago, right before the holidays, and it's been going pretty good so far. So definitely want to check that out.
Yeah. So sideboarding wise here, Lincoln is going to want to keep his more aggressive elements and trade out some of those slower elements in favor of ways to interact with Chris's lands. So you saw there, Lincoln's got some Blood Moons and Lincoln has Obsidian Charmaws. Blood Moon turns off Chris's colorless sources and Charmaw just blows them up. Both of which quite good. Especially if they can be accelerated out off of a turn 1 Ragavan.
Oh yeah.
So that's Lincoln's game plan. On Chris's side, he's probably just bringing in any extra removal he has. These Eldrazi decks sometimes sideboard extra copies of Unholy Heat, or maybe they've got like Kozilek's Return, or just Pyroclasm, whatever sweepers. So I'm not super familiar with the Line Breaker variant of Eldrazi, so I don't know exactly what kind of stuff Chris is packing. It might just be more Dismembers too. So that's one thing. We saw the Dismember game 1 there, and Chris is playing a bunch of lands that don't tap for mana for spells. And so maybe it's just more Dismembers.
All right, let's kick it back down. As these guys get set for game number 2, can Lincoln tie it up? Jeez.
Okay, so Lincoln already mulliganing. I see a Chalice of the Void for Chris. He's sending that one back. Chalice I like a lot on the play. On the draw, and I don't think Chris has them all in. I think he's probably just got a couple. But on the draw, it's not ideally where you'd want to be. It does turn off some of Lincoln's creatures, but Lincoln also has a lot of 2 and 3 mana cards, so that is a lot of lands for Lincoln. I see a Johnny. I see like 4 lands. Lincoln is going to keep his 6 though. He's sending one back. Chris also keeping 6 with the turn 0 Devourer of Destiny. So turn 1 Ocelot Pride for Lincoln. And this is a matchup where you typically expect the Ocelot Pride to live. So it's a little bit more exciting to lead on with it. And Chris is not going to play a turn 1 blocker either. So a very powerful turn 1 play. It's not Ragavan, which is probably still the best one. But it's good. Chris resolves his Devourer trigger. It looks like he left in all his dust on top. That card's very powerful if you get to the point where you can cast it. Chris leading on his most powerful land, which is Ugin's Labyrinth. Ocelot Pride does not get in. Chris has the Dismember again. I cannot overstate how big of a deal that Dismember is from Chris's side of the table. So here's the thing with that Dismember is by killing the Pride, he's saving himself only a single point of damage in the short term, but that Ocelot Pride grows exponentially as it makes more and more tokens. And I do, Lincoln, so all of you are probably familiar with Lincoln. He's on the stream a lot. He's part of Team Impact, does a lot of great things here at Impact Gaming Center. Lincoln's a Dimir player. Lincoln is not a Boros Energy player. I know he's been trying this deck out just to get a feel for a lot more of the different decks in Modern. He's really working hard on leveling up his Modern gameplay. And I do think there are some small sequencing things that we see here and there that have hurt him a little bit. So in this game, like game number 1 might have been better to play one of his 3 mana cards as opposed to the 1+2. Just a more efficient use of mana, and it also plays around the Micah spawn. And here in this game, if we go pre-combat Ajani, you're forcing Chris to decide between killing the Ocelot Pride or the Ajani. And it probably wouldn't have changed the outcome. I think if I'm in Chris's shoes, I just kill the Ocelot with the Ajani on the stack, but it gives him a chance to make a mistake.
Johnny on the stack. I did think it was weird that he was buying all these Boros colored lands today.
Ooh, Ajani Bombardment. So this is a very, very powerful combination. That's kind of a foundational piece of the Boros deck. Goblin Bombardment sacks the cat token. Ajani transforms, and now the Bombardment acts as a red permanent, which means when Ajani gets zeroed, it will deal damage equal to the number of creatures you control.
Nice.
So Chris down to 11. He has 4 mana currently. So we are still... okay, now he's up to 6 for Eldrazi cards. We're still a turn away from... Ooh, Path to Exile gets exiled, but I thought not. That's a big deal. Chris has a All Is Dust in hand.
Oh.
And that is going to be able to get cast next turn.
That's pretty big.
Whatever this draw step is for Lincoln...
Better be a good one.
Yeah, it needs to be...
Dash pretty good. Pretty good one.
Okay.
I mean...
So now these creatures get in. Chris can block and lose his Thought Knot Seer to an Ajani 0. Or he can just take 4. Taking 4 is a bit dangerous. Because then the Ajani zeros and you take 3 more. That would put Chris down to 4 life. But he might just be... He's probably not okay with that. Because then the Bombardment's dealing a bunch of damage too.
Does Chris have another land in hand? Like, is he guaranteed to All His Dust next turn? Or
I believe he does.
I don't know. I might just take it. Because you're going to have a Thought Knot Seer versus an open board.
Yeah, but if you go down to... He'd be down to 3 life, which puts him in like top deck Flage kills you territory.
That's true, but...
So I would probably block here, knowing that I have the All Is Dust to... Like, if my life total is high, then I'm not as...
My top decks are better than yours kind of thing, yeah.
I'm just not as worried about Flage killing me immediately. And if you're going to block, then you block the Ragavan.
Yeah, you definitely block Ragavan.
Because otherwise that's going back in Lincoln's hand, and you're not getting it with the All Is Dust anyway. So yeah, block there, take 2, Ragavan down. So you're giving Lincoln a card this way, but you're keeping your life total pretty high. And now this All Is Dust can clean up, and you'll still be at 7 life afterwards. Yeah, so Lincoln passes it back.
I wonder what Lincoln drew.
Yeah. So there's land, all is dust.
Man,
Pretty good.
card's still good. Way back from Rise of the Eldrazi. There's your planar cleansing, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. 2 damage to Chris from the bombardment.
There's colorless counterspells out there. I could, you figure it out.
Okay. Lincoln has an Obsidian Charmaw. That's not nothing.
Yeah, that's good.
Blows up the Labyrinth with the Devourer under it. Sets back Chris's mana quite a bit. Thought Not Seer off the top for Chris. Not nothing, but that Charmaw is a lot of pressure. And Chris's other card is Kozilek's Command, which does not kill the Charmaw.
Yeah.
It's close to killing the Charmaw, but it doesn't. Yeah, so here's Thought Not Seer. Lincoln's last card.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
See?
Those are some good, yeah.
At that, if he didn't block, he would be dead. He's still not favored in this game. He needs something to take this Charmaw off the table. We'll see what he's got. We know he got the Kozilek's Command, which is not good enough. So the only other question Chris has to answer for himself is there anything he can just like cast Kozilek's Command for 0 to draw a card and find? I don't know what it would be from 3 life. Okay, Kozilek's Command for 1. Scry 1 to the bottom.
That's not good.
Draw a card. And yeah.
You're going to pick him up? Yeah.
Obsidian Charmaw gets it done. And that's just a Johnny Bombardment, right? Like, got Chris low enough to where any good series of top decks would be able to get Chris dead. The Charmaw obviously super timely there, both destroying a land and taking a threat away from Chris in that Devourer. We get another game 3. I'm excited.
Yeah. It's going to be a good one too, because both these guys are, some of the best players that play up here. Obviously, we talked about Lincoln, this being a fresh deck for him, but it's gonna be an uphill battle because Chris Eldrazi is his wheelhouse, and he's gonna be on the play, and he's gonna be guns blazing coming out of the gate here. So
yeah, being on the play, I think definitely favors Chris. It looks like both players are making some small adjustments to their sideboard plans. On Chris's end, maybe that's just putting in some extra chalices on the play. Yeah, that looks like that's exactly what that was. On Lincoln's side, I'm not entirely sure what's in a 75, so maybe swapping out some of like a Path to Exile or something. It looks like Lincoln brought in those paths in addition to the land hate cards. But that play draw difference is...
I'm getting too cute with it.
Getting a little cute. We're getting closer. There we go. Oh, the poor camera is struggling today. Yeah, Lincoln's getting closer. We're like on the draw, these land hate cards are not as powerful. So I do see that Blood Moon in Lincoln's hand. He might be tempted to keep just off the basis of that Blood Moon. Hopefully he's got a little bit more going on than that, because I don't think Blood Moon on its own on the draw is going to be good enough. And he's got a lot of lands in that hand. Ooh, Chris with the Wastscape Battle Mage. Can you tell me what that card does?
gun to my head, I'd be a goner.
That's the 2-mana 2/2. It's got a couple kicker costs. I know one of them is a disenchant. I think the other one's maybe a mana war effect. The disenchant potentially being the relevant mode here, but only if Chris has a way to get a green source that works through Blood Moon. It might not matter though. This is like, again, the issue with Blood Moon. Second Blood Moon,
Not great.
Not great. You need Blood Moon with pressure, or you need Blood Moon really fast. And I don't think Lincoln's going to have either of those things, but Chris not doing anything for 2 turns increases the likelihood that this Blood Moon can win the game. The longer Chris doesn't play anything, that is really, really good for Lincoln from where he's at. There's an Ocelot Pride. That's nice. So Arena of Glory, Voice Victory. That's pretty good too. That prevents Chris from doing anything. He might fire off a Kozilek's command in response just to draw. That's a really weak turn 2 from Chris. You got to do what you got to do, but that does not feel good. Okay. Chris brings a Dismember to the front of his hand.
Where was Lincoln's Pyretic Ritual to play that Blood Moon on turn 2?
Well, that's what Ragavan's for, but he didn't have it. Now, so Chris has the Dismember. If he has a Temple, he could Micro Spawn. He doesn't. No third land.
No.
Okay. If Lincoln fetches planes, cast Blood Moon, that might be all she wrote.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
I don't know how many ways Chris's deck has to get out from underneath this.
Yeah, this is brutal. Not like this. Not like this.
Hey, you were asking for this 2 rounds ago.
I know. I mean, I love a good Blood Moon, but game 3,
this Ocelot Pride will
gonna go the distance.
End the game pretty quickly. Second Blood Moon, just makes it
just flexing. Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know. Chris is sitting here with like, I've got these 6 cards and I can't cast any of them. Wow, Lincoln has so many lands. It's fine. Like, Ocelot Pride wins the game on its own, but
yep. Kitty Cat Parade engaged.
yeah, so 2 here from Lincoln makes another 2 cats now, because we have the city's blessing.
Oh my gosh.
Just from lands, pretty much. Dismember.
Okay, well.
Okay.
This will slow the clock down.
It kind of slows the clock down. 3 more attacks from these cats will be the end.
Oh yeah, he's already at 9. This is brutal.
Ooh, there's the Flage, I think. No, Voice of Victory. That's, yeah. Okay, so now Chris is dead on board.
All right, top deck. That's going to be a can shake, and that's going to be the game. And Lincoln, one of our 2 4-0s tonight. We will have 2 tonight. But yeah, Lincoln able to pull it out here. Obviously, Chris stumbling on mana, but that Blood Moon, obviously a killer. And
I did not think Blood Moon was going to be good enough, but Chris had a slow hand, and then he couldn't cast any spells. Pretty hard to win the game when you can't cast spells. So
absolutely.
Congratulations to Lincoln.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for joining us here tonight.
Absolutely. If you are watching live, just a reminder, we go live on Twitch every single Friday at 7 p.m. Now, there is a caveat to that. Next week, we will likely not have a stream because it is Lorwyn Eclipse pre-release. So, yeah, that's going to be a blast. If you're in the St. Louis area, come on out. If you're not, well, we'll catch you next week, or the following week, rather. But yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell icon, all that stuff. And yeah, hit up impactgamingcenter.gg. We do have a sealed avatar RCQ tomorrow, so come on out for that if you are in the area. It's going to be a blast. But yeah, we hope to see everybody. I don't think we're streaming that just because it's sealed.
Yeah, we talked about it. I think
Yeah.
As of now, there are no plans to stream my eventual victory. So sorry you're missing out on that.
It's
but,
okay.
You can look on the Facebook page later for the pictures.
Yep,
I'm sure.
absolutely.
I'm sure it'll be there.
We'll get the photograph for sure. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. We appreciate y'all. And until either the next video or next stream, we will catch y'all on the flippy flop. Adios, everybody.